Hi, this is Colleen Organic, branch manager of the Results Matter team of Direct Mortgage Loans. Are you ready to buy a new home? Are you not really sure how to get started? Awesome. That's what I'm here for. Whether it's your first time or you've done this before, there's really three core things to look at to see if a mortgage is going to be possible. So number one is credit. Did you know that the minimum credit score needed for a loan is a 580? If your score's in that range, there's still several factors that we need to look at to make sure you're going to get approved and like how much it's going to be. So it's critical to reach out to a mortgage professional like myself as soon as possible so you can confirm if you're good to go and you're going to know, exactly where you stand. If you know your score is well below the 580, then you might want to try some of the following tips. Make sure all of your accounts are paid up to date. Pay down the balances on the credit cards that you have, preferably below 30% of whatever the credit limit is. And if you don't have credit established, you want to go out and get a credit card, and specifically one that's going to be reporting to all three credit bureaus. So some good ones to think about would be Capital One, Credit One Bank, or First Premier. And you want to make sure to go ahead and start using them, charge a small amount, start building some history there because that'll really help in building your score. If you'd like us to take a look at where you stand and put together an instruction list on how you specifically can get to a higher score, you can use the link at the end of this video. Reminder that the higher we can get your credit score, the more loan options you're going to have and the better loan terms that you're going to get. So number two, income. Are you a W-2 employee? Are you self-employed? Have you had any major gaps of employment in the last 2 years? These are all critical factors that are going to determine if you can get a mortgage. If you're self-employed, there are several options, but the key thing is that you must be in business for at least 2 years to be able to get a mortgage. And then if you've had a lot of job gaps, we'll just need to go over your specific scenario to see if it's going to be a problem, if you're going to get approved now, or if we need to wait. One of the other main key factors when it comes to income is a thing called debt to income ratio. So this is the amount of money that you make each month versus the amount of your monthly payments that are recurring on your credit report and like what it's going to cost for a house payment. So those ratios compared to each other. So basically, in the simplest scenario, if you take what your gross monthly income is each month before taxes come out, divide it by 2, and then you subtract the monthly payments on your credit report, like your car loan payment, the minimum payment that you pay on your credit cards, any other loan payments that you're making, whatever's left after that, your mortgage payment has to be under it. So that's just kind of a very simple way to look at it. If that number looks pretty low for you, it might be important for you to pay off debt, or you might have to get a cosigner. And, it's good to keep in mind that in today's market, it's very difficult to get a house payment under $1,000 a month when you factor in the rate, taxes, insurance, and all of those things. So number 3, assets. How much money have you saved up for a down payment? With a credit score in the mid 600s, it's very possible that you might be able to qualify for down payment assistance. We have a lot of programs for that, but there's also one-time upfront expenses called closing costs that are associated with doing a home purchase. And that could be things that you have to think about for paying deposits, doing a home inspection, getting title work done, setting up insurance. So there's many factors that go into these and how they add up or how much they're going to be. But I would say on average, you're probably looking anywhere between $7,000 and $15,000 for your one-time upfront closing costs. If you don't have any money saved up, it doesn't mean that it's a lost cause, but you'd have to keep in mind that if down payment assistance is necessary, then you probably also want to be getting the seller to cover your closing costs. That's going to be really critical, if this is all going to be hard for you. It's also important to at least be thinking that you want to have at least a few $1,000s set up, because to go under contract, you're going to have to put a deposit down. You might have to pay those home inspection fees up front. So if you at least have a couple thousand saved up, I think that's a good mindset to be in. And just so you know, your out-of-pocket expenses can come from a few different areas. So easiest is money that you've saved up in the bank. You also, if you have a 401k or some other retirement account or an investment account, you can pull from those. Check the different kinds of accounts for what those terms would be. And then you're also allowed to get a gift from an immediate family member. So if those are options for you, that's just good to kind of keep in mind. Key thing, though, is that we're required to put a paper trail on any money used in a mortgage transaction. So if you are one of those people that has physical cash in a safe at home, it's not going to work unless you put it in the bank and it seasons for at least 60 days. So do keep that in mind. And if your family is willing to pitch in and give you a gift, they also need to be prepared to provide documentation so that we can properly source it. I hope this information was helpful and at least gives you a baseline of what to consider. If you think you have some work to do, I hope this is a good, first step in helping you understand what to do to plan. But if you have specific questions about your unique situation, if you'd like additional help planning, please do give me a call or use the link at the end of this video to download my mobile app and get started. Whether it's right now or sometime in the future, we'd be happy to help and hopefully make this mortgage part a little bit easier for you. Thanks. Have a great day.